One of the worst things that can happen to you as a man is when you work for 15 hours a day, sacrifice your sleep, give up your youth, and still wake up at 40 years old with a negative bank balance. I have always told men to always look at their daily routine before they blame the economy, because the truth is that the system isn't always what holds a man back. Sometimes, a man is actively building his own financial prison with his own two hands, completely unaware that the bricks he is laying today are going to trap him tomorrow. Look at your current life right now. If you do not fix the hidden leaks in your daily behavior, you are going to bleed wealth until there is absolutely nothing left. Every single choice you make either pushes you toward financial freedom or locks you into a lifetime of survival mode. But how do you know if you are already on the fast track to permanent poverty? The terrifying reality is that society has conditioned the modern man to celebrate the exact habits that keep him broke. Let's say you just got a small raise at your job, or your side business finally made its first $1,000 this month. A broke man immediately goes out to buy a newer car on finance, or a designer jacket, just to show his friends that he is finally making it. This is what I mean by lifestyle inflation, and it is a trap that kills a man's future faster than any bad investment ever could. You are trading your actual freedom for the mere illusion of wealth, and the worst part is that the people you are trying to impress do not even care about you. If you keep upgrading your bills the moment your income goes up, you will stay trapped on a financial hamster wheel forever. But there is a much deeper, more sinister habit that guarantees a man will never see true wealth. What I mean is that most men have developed a dangerous addiction to cheap dopamine that completely destroys their ability to focus on long-term targets. For instance, when you spend your evenings scrolling through short videos, playing video games for 6 hours, or watching other men live their dreams on a screen, you are draining the mental energy you need to build your own empire. A man who cannot control his attention can never control his bank account. Look at the latest trends around us today. The entire digital world is literally designed to keep a man distracted, passive, and broke, while massive corporations get rich off your data and your time. You are giving away your most valuable asset for free, and if you do not reclaim it, you will watch other men take your place in the world. So, how exactly does a man break out of this cycle of digital slavery? Let me explain the difference between a man who builds wealth and a man who just wishes for it. A broke man always waits for the perfect moment, the perfect market condition, or a lucky break before he takes any real action. You tell yourself that you will start that business when you have more money, or you will invest when the economy gets better, but that day never comes. This is what I mean by analysis paralysis, which is just a fancy name for cowardice. The man who stays poor forever is always a victim of his circumstances, blaming his parents, his boss, or his location for his lack of progress. If you keep waiting for a savior to change your financial situation, you are going to grow old waiting in vain. But what happens when a man actually starts making money, yet still finds himself completely broke? The answer lies in how a man treats his financial foundation. For instance, if you do not track every single dollar that enters and leaves your hands, you are living completely in the dark. This is what I mean by financial blindness. A man will complain that he does not make enough money, yet he spends hundreds of dollars every single week on expensive drinks, fast food, and subscriptions he does not even use. You are literally pouring water into a bucket full of holes and wondering why it keeps running dry. Real financial power does not come from how much a man earns. It comes from how much a man keeps and multiplies. If you do not learn how to budget and manage the little you have right now, $1 million will only make you go broke faster. But there is an even bigger trap that catches men who think they are being smart with their money. This is what I mean by the trap of looking rich versus actually being rich. Let's say you see a man online flashing stacks of cash, renting luxury villas, and driving sports cars that he does not own. The modern man sees this and instantly thinks that is what success looks like. So he goes out and spends his hard-earned savings trying to replicate a lie. What you do not see behind the scenes are the massive debts, the maxed-out credit cards, and the constant anxiety that keeps that man awake at night. You must realize that true wealth is silent. It is the money you do not spend on useless things, the investments that pay you while you sleep, and the land you own. If you keep buying things you do not need with money you do not have, to impress men you do not like, your poverty is guaranteed. But how do you change your mindset before this toxic culture ruins your entire life? To fix this, a man must first stop running away from his financial reality and look his bank statement directly in the eye. You need to sit down tonight, open your account, and write down exactly where every single dollar went over the last 90 days. This is what I mean by taking absolute responsibility as a man. If you see that you are spending more on entertainment than on your personal growth, you need to cut those expenses immediately without making any excuses. Stop buying things on credit unless that item is actively bringing money back into your pocket. A man must learn to embrace temporary discomfort today so that he can enjoy permanent luxury tomorrow. But cutting your expenses is only half of the battle. What is the next step to ensure you never taste poverty again? The next step is that a man must aggressively invest in his own skills and value. For instance, the world does not pay you for your time. The world pays a man for how difficult he is to replace. If your only skill is something that a high school student can learn in 2 hours, you are always going to get paid low wages. You need to spend your spare time reading books on finance, learning high-income digital skills, and studying how businesses actually work. Instead of buying a new pair of shoes this month, use that exact money to buy a course or attend a seminar that will teach you a new way to generate wealth. A man who invests in his mind can never stay poor because his value travels with him wherever he goes. But even with all the skills in the world, why do so many men still fail at the finish line? They fail because they lack the discipline to stay consistent when things get incredibly difficult and boring. What I mean is that building a business or saving money is not an exciting movie. It is a long, slow, and repetitive process that takes years of dedication. You will face days when you want to quit, days when your business loses money, and days when your friends are out partying while you are alone in your room working. The man who stays poor is the man who stops working the moment the excitement fades away. If you are a man who jumps from one trend to another every 3 months, you will never build anything substantial. You must pick a lane, lock in, and refuse to look left or right for at least 24 months. But what is the ultimate test that proves whether you will become a wealthy man or a broke one? The ultimate test is how a man reacts when he experiences his very first major financial loss. For instance, let's say your first business venture fails completely, or you lose a significant amount of money on an investment that went completely wrong. A broke man will take this as a sign that he is not meant to be rich, quit entirely, and go back to a comfortable life of mediocrity. But a high-value man views that loss as the tuition fee he paid to learn a brutal, valuable life lesson. You must realize that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a mandatory part of the journey for every single man who has ever built an empire. If you let one bad experience scare you back into your comfort zone, you have already decided your own fate. Are you ready to face the harsh realities of wealth, or are you going to let fear dictate your entire future? Your financial destiny as a man is entirely in your own hands, and the habits you choose to keep today will determine the life you live tomorrow. If you choose to keep wasting your time, inflating your lifestyle, and chasing cheap validation, you will directly experience the pain of being a broke man in a world that only respects strength and wealth. But if you choose to build discipline, cut out the distractions, and invest heavily in your value, you will directly reap the rewards of freedom, power, and legacy. The choice is yours, but remember that time is running out, and the world does not wait for a man to find his courage. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also drop your opinion in the comment section below. Thank you.